A lot of people want to move abroad, but they don't just want to move alone. They want to move with their cat, their dog, their father, their mother, their sister, their uncle, and aunties. Well, a lot of countries are changing their policy these days. You can no longer move with dependents to the UK. Canada is also finding a way to reduce immigration, especially with dependents. But there's one country that allows you the opportunity to move with family, one country that allows you the opportunity to move with as many people as you want to. There is no age limit and there is no study gap restrictions as well. I bring to you Finland. Hello, everyone. This is your one and only WKa&x doctor. Always bring you the best gist when it comes to travel and migration. You know how we do it on this channel. All we do is to share information that has to do with living, working, and moving abroad. If this is the first time of you coming across my channel, I want to say you're welcome. You're not going to regret it. For those who have always watched and this channel has helped you, thank you so much. Make sure you keep sharing this video to tons and tons of people that migration can change their lives. Two quick information that I like to put out. Number one is to say that I am not on WhatsApp or Telegram. So if you do find anybody saying that you should reach out to them on Telegram or WhatsApp, it is not me. The only way to reach out to me is in the description box of this video. The description box of this video is where every detail about this video is written. That's where you can find how to reach me. Secondly, a year ago, I wrote a book titled Move Abroad by Force. The idea behind the book is to help you move abroad on your own without the use of agents. If you're looking for cheap, available opportunities or scholarship opportunities, you can acquire this book. It's very affordable, and the link to acquire the book is also in the description box of this video. Well, today I have a friend that I've decided to bring onto my channel to come share with you. He lives in this country regarded as the happiest country in the world. I get a lot of DMs from people saying, I want to move abroad, but I need to move with my family. I cannot move on my own, blah, blah, blah. And countries it's getting expensive. You want to go to the UK, you want to go to Australia, you want to go, it's getting expensive. This country allows you to do it, in an affordable manner. I'm going to introduce my guest. Well, I'm going to give him the opportunity to introduce himself. How are you doing, brother? Do you want to introduce yourself to my people so that they know who you are and where you are?
Yeah, still less publicly known or popularly known on Twitter or wherever. And I live in Finland. I've been living here for 10 years now, yeah. So yes, I'm in Finland. I've been here for a while, and to some extent, I understand how it works here.
But you did not know, just your first trip outside Nigeria was not just to Finland, correct?
Yes, of course.
You walked through some other countries to get
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Finland.
I went from India to Estonia, then here I am. So I'm
Fantastic.
home.
And you're enjoying it in Finland. There's
Yeah,
no
like I
issue.
used to say,
You've
I'm
been there
home now. So it's home,
10
home
years.
away.
Fantastic. Why is everybody talking about Finland? There's been so much talk about Finland, Finland, Finland. Why is everybody talking about Finland now?
Okay, to start with, it allows you to move with your family, and your dependent are allowed to work full time. And even there is this integration program that the government offers to dependent, where while you that is the main applicant is doing whatever you're doing, your dependent can actually be doing the integration period program and get paid as well from the government. In the integration program, they do the language, they do all sort of things, integrating into the system makes them understand how Finland is and how Finland works. So that way, I think it's kind of fascinating to people coming in to the country. And yes, in Finland, as a student to start with, you can work 30 hours a week compared to other countries you are moving to. So, I mean, if you come to Finland as a student, you are allowed to work 30 hours a week, which means you can even fund for yourself when you're working, regardless of the kind of job you are doing. That's one thing. And also in Finland, I mean, with the law today, living here for 4 years, you can actually get your permanent residency. And if you can learn the language as well, you get your passport, which is the second strongest in the world, stronger than the UK, US, even Canada. I would always be proud about that one. You can travel to 193 countries visa free. with the Finnish passport. So, I mean, who does not want that? It makes it easier for you to relocate and migrate anywhere. So, I mean, of course, it's enough for people to talk about, and it's quite easy. You can come with your family and your kids as well. Even as a student, you can come with your husband, your kids, all of your family. You guys can apply at the same time. You don't need to wait for 6 months or 1 year before you make your application. Everybody can come at the same time. So yeah, it's worth it for people to
Thank you.
start.
Thank you very much for that. I need to ask you this because when I talk about different countries around the world, we know that people complain. If you talk about moving to Ireland, you're going to see people say, there is no accommodation in Ireland. Why are you telling people to come to Ireland? If you talk about Canada, people say, Canada Canada is no longer the way it used to be. Stop telling people to come to Canada. And Finland as well. People say it's not easy in Finland. Finland is not a place where you should come to. You've been there for 10 years. What do you have to say about that?
First, about accommodation, the Finnish government, or they have this policy where they make reservations even when it's not needed. They make buildings, they build structures that are not needed up until after 5 years. There are so many buildings that are nobody inside, it's not occupied. They are trying to have a structure down that when people start coming in, they settle easily. So for the accommodation issue, anytime you come in, you are getting your accommodation. It's so easy. So far, you have the money to pay. The only way or when it becomes competitive is when you are going to a student apartment. That's when it becomes like, okay, you have to be on the queue because there are so many students. And why the student accommodation is being subsidized by the government. So for every student, it's the same quality as in the regular apartment that I live. But because it's been subsidized as by the government, that's why it's like a student accommodation. That's why it's a hostel. So you'll be paying 50%, the government is paying 50%. Then you might have an issue to be on the queue. But if you have your money, you come in today, you can get an accommodation the next day. It's super easy if you just go through the right channel. It's very, very easy. You don't need to wait. You don't need to
And
be stranded.
living in Finland, do you think it's difficult or it's easy to settle?
The only thing that is difficult is the weather. You might be coming from an extreme weather to the cold region. Anything outside that is just a matter of time. Like I used to say, moving from Lagos to Oyo, from where I come from, Nigeria, it's not easy. Not to now talk of you moving 1,000 miles from Nigeria to Finland. You just need to get your balance, and it's always worth it. The
Fantastic.
sacrifice is worth it.
I know that Finland has several courses and they have different opening times when people can apply, deadlines and all that. Are there courses that are available right now that people can apply to for Finland? And if yes, what are those courses?
Yeah, we have the practical nursing. It's a vocational program where we have partnership with schools that have partnership with where they will be doing their trainings. So if you have a very good attitude, you already have a job because the school has already facilitated your training with an employer. So your good attitude to work already gives you a job. There is the practical nursing, there is the care assistant, there is the international business program, there is the, restaurant and catering as well. It's a private course tailored for us, Aurora Consult. So with that, you can come in now and still resume in September because so many people are complaining about the joint admission, how difficult the exam was. This one, you don't need the IELTS, you just need your maths and English, minimum of C6, and yes, you're good to go. That one you can apply now. Just that you need to pay your tuition in full, 9,100 euros.
You said Aurora Consult. How do you spell that?
Aurora, Aurora, then consult.
Consult
I
on
mean,
Instagram, yes?
yeah, you can find it on Instagram, Aurora_consult_. It's there on Instagram, and it's
Okay.
also on Twitter as well.
Okay, so Aurora_consult_. On Instagram
Yes.
and Twitter is the same thing.
Oh, on Twitter it's just Aurora Consult, then number 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so you
So
can find
on
us.
Twitter, it's Aurora Consult 2, but on Instagram, it's Aurora_consult_. Okay, amazing.
Perfect.
So you did say the courses available: restaurant and catering, international business, care assistant program, practical nursing. And you said no IELTS required.
Not at all.
So all they need is just high school certificate.
Yes, and the data page of their passport.
That's it. What about
Yes.
age limits and
No,
study gap?
I mean, in Finland, it's a culture for people to continue studying. So regardless of your age, it's a culture for you to always go back to school. So that being said, The age limit is like an abomination. Anybody can go to school. There's nothing like age limit in Finland. There's nothing like study gap. Once you are ready, you are free to go back to school. And the interesting thing is, with all of these courses, for example, you start the practical nursing. When you are done and decide that, okay, I don't like this atmosphere, I don't like this job, I want to do something else. As at that point in time, you start to study for free. You don't need to pay tuition to anybody. So you can even use the practical nursing to get into Finland. Do it, get your balance with your family, and decide to go back to school, and you can study for free. And your kids will also study for free. They get food from the school, they get the breakfast and the lunch while going to school. And the medication is close to, I mean, it's just free. Except you're above 40 years of age, then you pay for every visit, you pay maybe 30 euros. So it makes life worth living, let me put it that way, and it makes things interesting.
Now, let me ask you this. Because of the documentation you said that is required, does this mean that people with third class, people with HND, everybody is welcome?
So far, you have C6 in mathematics and English. Whatever you have in your university degree does not matter in this question. It does not really matter in this situation now. All we need is just your SSC result. Minimum of C6 mathematics, minimum of C6 English. That's all that is required.
Now, I need to ask you, there are a lot of other people that will say, these courses you've listed, we are not interested. I'm interested in something that has to do with tech. I'm interested in something that has to do with finance. I'm interested in and maybe arts courses. They want to do their masters. They want to do their PhD. How can they come in? Or can you help
We
with
have
that?
Yes, our consult is going to help you with all of that. And I forgot to add it in my introduction. I personally, Stainless, have worked with different persons, but for now, I'm just Stainless. Aurora Consult is mine, and it's for me, and it's done by me. And the whole idea is I want people, migrants, to come into Finland and get reasonable jobs. So for every programs I'm pushing out there, I'm trying to get like a facilitation for workplace for them. For the question you just asked now, we have a partnership with a school in Finland, a university in Finland, that there is also courses for HND students, those that have done HND in Nigeria and would like to have a BSc. You just have to come and do a 2-year course, a top-up program. And if you like, you graduate in 1 year, you get your top-up program. It's in engineering. We have the mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, energy engineering as well. So we are still working on more workplaces, more companies to hire our students once they are done. So there is so many job openings in Finland. We want to have a direct partnership. Once you graduate, you are getting a spot for job almost immediately. You could even do internship there as well. So it doesn't matter. Whatever your situation is, just reach out to us. We have a solution. We'll find a solution.
I'm going to ask you this. What's the job market like in Finland? Because I know two things that people will be particular about. Yes, we can come with our family, but what's the job market like? And what's the pathway to PR and citizenship?
For the job market, I advise people to always choose courses that gives you direct access to jobs. Don't start doing courses that are already how do I put it, overpopulated. There are courses that they need people. There's nothing anybody cannot do. Don't say I did arts in Nigeria, I cannot do science now. It does not matter. It's not relevant. Finland will teach you from the scratch. So look at courses out. Look out for courses that, yes, there are jobs for. Makes it easier for you. And if you want to talk about sustainability, if you wouldn't mind, I'll have to be sincere. I did the menial job. Anybody will do it. That is for sustainability. That's the truth. I'm not going to tell you when you come today, tomorrow morning you work in oil and gas, you work in the bank. It doesn't work that way. I'm very factual. But when you come in, your sustainability is first key, then you now start building on top of that. So for those coming for engineering, I mean, for example, in Vasa, I have a Nigerian working there presently, one of the biggest companies in Finland. That's Wärtsilä. That's one of the biggest engineering companies. He's an Igbo guy. He's working there. He's enjoying his life. I mean, he started with internship. Now he's working full time. From the 1st of April, started. So that's how to build it. That's how to start. And that's what Aurora Consult is all about. We'll continue to look for solutions for our people. And, we should start having like a community of Nigerians. And that's the most interesting thing.
Okay. And permanent residency and citizenship takes how long?
For permanent residency, you just have to live in Finland for 4 years. Whether you come in as a student, whether you come in with work, it doesn't matter. After 4 years, you can apply for your permanent residency. Then citizenship is 5 years, plus you need to understand the Finnish language.
Finnish language. All right. So how can people reach out to you? Say that again. How can people reach out to you on Twitter, on Instagram, on WhatsApp? How can people reach out to you?
Aurora Consult on Instagram is Aurora_consult_. Then on Twitter is Aurora Consult 2. That's how to reach out to the company, where you get the best and the swiftest response you can have. If you want to get a very fast response, there are people there. But if you want to reach out to me personally, because I'm involved, you can check me on Twitter, Stainless231, on Instagram, Stainless231 as well. So it's quite easy. It's so straightforward. Is it that you reach out to me or Aurora Consult?
Fantastic.
Now,
So there you go. There
yeah.
you go, guys. That's been Finland and how to move to Finland right now. And we think you should apply. Take this opportunity and make use of it. I hope this video has helped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Till I see you again on another episode. It's WKa&x Doctor, and I'm signing out. Bye.